I didn't have my microphone on. Thank you, Mark. Okay, let me start again. Anyway, hi, I'm here, and I apologize about yesterday. Somehow I got lost in the world of make-believe on one of my old accounts. Hopefully you can hear me now. One of the old accounts. Hi, Sonia, Cheryl. Oh, this is great. Diane 57, Kathleen Ziegler. Yay. So, oh, hi, Marcia. So anyway, but I got lost in an old account that I had forgotten about that I used to use to send videos to my kids because you can't send big video files on email. I got lost in that. There was a Dell update. I don't know, but somehow I got stuck in that old abandoned account. Didn't know I was there, knew that I was live, but I couldn't see y'all. And then Mark said, honey, they're waiting for you. So I apologize, but luckily we practiced last night. We finally figured out what we had done wrong, and then we practiced. We did a test one, and Mark is so good at that. You know, he's like, we better test this and make sure that we are where we're supposed to be. But I had all the stuff set up. I mean, look at this. I've got all of that, all of that, all of this. I've got so many fun things to share with you. And I was sitting here, and let me be honest, I don't put makeup on unless I have to. So I had my makeup on. I had my hair curled. No place to go. So I was like, oh, I got to do this all over again tomorrow. But I felt worse for y'all because I thought they showed up, Deb, and you couldn't get to them. So thank you for being so patient. And, oh, you're in the Memphis area. Oh, well, enjoy it. Enjoy it. So what I'm trying to do, I'm going to show you the first little thing I'm working on. And, you know, 2020 has been a bad year, right? Oh, before I show you what I'm working on, I wanted to show you a hint that I found while looking for supplies, and I thought this was a great idea. I don't know if any of you use compacts like powder, face powder. I had an old one of these. So what I did is I cracked the little bits of face powder that were left in it that I was not going to use anymore. And then I washed it out. And guess what I use it for now? It holds my old blades. And just so I don't forget, I was smart enough to label it. Yay! Hi, Carol Newey. Hello from Portland. Oh, my goodness. You live up near Kathleen Ziegler. So anyway, Mary's there. Oh, how wonderful to see you again. Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that tonight some people who can't come on Sunday afternoon could see us. But anyway, think about saving your old compact when you're done using the powder and storing your blades in it. I like that they lock and they're pretty safe. So I wanted to show you that. Okay. This is the time of year. Oh, we have to get seasonal. Hold on a second. I don't know why, but I want to celebrate Christmas in a very big way this year. I think it's because we can't do anything else. And luckily last year, I had asked my kids, I said, I want all of you here for Christmas. And I kind of played my mama card because I had normally it was like, oh, no, do whatever. If you want to go spend Christmas with your spouse's family, sure. But last year I said, I'm calling in all my chips. I'm glad I did now because we can't be together this year. But I thought I would show you this. I ordered it from Michael's. It was on sale for $6 and something. This might sound a little silly, but I remember these when I was a child. The ceramic, ladies would go to the ceramic shop and they'd paint the tree and they'd get the lights and glue them in. All of a sudden now, at my age, I wanted one. So I saw this one, and this was under $7. And it came with all the lights and everything. And I looked and saw a bigger one, but it wasn't that much bigger, but it didn't have the lights and anything. And it didn't say about what kind of lights you should get to put in it and all of that. And this was battery powered. And I said, that's my price. So this, every night I turn this on and I'm getting ready for Christmas, but I'm going to get a real tree. You don't worry. We'll put our mask on and we're going to go get a real tree. Mark might not know that yet, but anyway, he will soon. Hi, honey. Yes, Mary. I just loved these. I love these. And I thought, it's funny how you get kind of nostalgic. You know, you reach a certain age. So anyway, but I'll leave that sitting. Where can I sit it? Maybe I'll sit it over here so you can see it today. So there it. Well, now you can't see it. I'll find a place. I don't want to knock it off, but I'll sit it right there. Okay. So what I did is I got the hankering to, I went to Mount Airy Saturday, so I've got my Andy Griffith accent on, and we only drove through it. It was so crowded, and because of the COVID spike, we didn't get out of the car. We just drove through and came home. But, you know, I told Mark it was so, oh, hi, Vertilifi. Vertilifi, I love that. I would say it means something green. I'm not sure. But anyway, I needed to get out of the house. Most of you know I had surgery and had to have a kidney removed. But the other one's doing great. And I'm feeling better and better, slowly getting my energy back. And so Mount Airy, oh yeah, the snappy lunch. Yes, we rode past that. And so Mount Airy's only 45 minutes away from me. And I told Mark, I want to get out of the house. I want to go drive. He said, well, we can't stop anywhere. I said, I know. I can't take a chance. But we drove and drove down Main Street. Crowds were everywhere. Thank goodness most were wearing masks. But we just drove and looked. And then the little old 1960 police car drove by a couple times, and we saw Goober's Garage and Snappy's Lunch and Aunt B's something. You know, it was just funny. But it was crowded. And you understand, that was 60 years ago that show first came on. I think 1961 was the first season. And it's kind of neat to see young families. It wasn't just old farts like me. It was young families, too. So that was so nice to get out. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kathleen Ziegler. That's a shame. That is really a shame. I will be thinking about her. So okay. Now I got to back up again. I was so excited to show you all these Christmas things, but I got to tell you a couple little stories first. You know, Friday, yeah, I'm really sorry about Kathleen's sister-in-law. I will be thinking of her, sweetheart. I will be thinking of her. But I got to tell you about Friday. Friday was Friday the 13th. And we were supposed to go up to Mount Airy. Actually, I was going to go to the Blue Ridge Parkway. We were supposed to go up that day. Mark took off work, and we were going to go. We were going to take something to eat so we didn't have to stop and just go up and look at what few leaves are left. I woke up at 7 o'clock. Sick as a dog. All I can say is, thank goodness, I'm 6 weeks. I was almost 6 weeks past surgery. I was running to the bathroom from 7 a.m. till 1 p.m. And I must have eaten something awful. So I'm not sure if it was some chicken or if it was some peanuts in the shell. But let's say I won't be eating either of those anytime soon. So Mark, oh my gosh. Mark had to bring me a little pail because I needed all the help I could get. I mean, it was terrible. But luckily, it didn't hurt my tummy. My stitches, everything's healed up enough, I guess. I was a little sore a day later. But anyway, I just thought I'd tell you, maybe there is something to this Friday the 13th. But anyway, okay, so that's my history. And I just lately, this 2020, I've only had food poisoning twice in my life. And the last time was 1980. I mean, come on. But anyway, so 2 weeks ago, thank you, Marcia. Oh, thank God Mark was here, because he had gone to the grocery store at 6:30 a.m. because we try to avoid people. So he goes when the store just opens so that he can get our groceries. He had gone to the grocery store when I first got up and went, oh no. And so when he got home, I was like, oh, you won't believe this. But anyway, but we still went Saturday up to Mount Airy. And I can't tell you, it did my heart so good. I needed to get out. I needed to, especially if you're an artistic person, you need to fill your eyes full of eye candy. There is just something about building up the soul. I came back, I was so happy, and I've been happy ever since. So if you get a chance to do something like that and not put yourself at risk, then please do that. It did the world of good. So anyway, and one thing I did find out, I think I told y'all that when they went to do my kidney, they had a lot of adhesions in my abdomen. So they had to separate all those adhesions. And I found that when you ride in the car and the vibration of the car makes you nauseous, but I was fine. I just had to stop and get a fountain drink. And that kind of kept my stomach calm till I got home. But your insides don't like jiggling around. I should have worn my girdle thing that they gave me. But anyway, so now you can tell how excited I am to talk to y'all. I missed y'all terribly yesterday. I can't tell you what having this show does for me. It just builds me up. We're going to be coming up on, in February, 3 years of this channel and 2.5 years of doing it live. I just can't tell you how happy I am to have your friendship and this chance to meet with you every week. So I went looking at a local craft shop. This time I went to Michael's. I happened to go in there and look around. Our AC Moore closed, but I looked at Michael's because it had things up on the website really good. And I thought, I can't go into the store. I just can't, because kidney failure is one of the big risk factors, and I only have one left. I can't take a chance. Plus, I have underlying conditions like high blood pressure and diabetes, so I have to be careful. And then I thought, well, I could just go up and get curbside delivery, but you still have to sign for it, and you still have to open the back of your car, and then I'm putting myself at some kind of risk. So, because I believe, I'm a big believer in social distance and mask wearing. I do not want to die. I want to stay around for a long time, and I want all of y'all to stay with me. So, anyway, I had the best time. I was online on Michael's for 2 hours, and I picked out all these things. And, this has been a rough year. Everybody, if you're ready for 2020 to end, we are. And I saw the cutest thing online, because I go online, look for ideas. And I thought, I would love, first I saw this and thought about buying it. But then I thought, that's kind of expensive by the time I buy each child one. And then I want one for Mark and I. So, and you know how cheap I am, ladies. So I went on Michael's and found these bisque, which means they're clay and they've been fired once, but they're not glazed. So things stick to them good, and they're great for painting on them or decoupaging, because if they already had the glaze, it'd be hard to get it to stick. Look what I found online that I used as my idea. Is that the cutest thing? So now what I have to do, I have to figure out I want to put Mod Podge on this, a Mod Podge Glossy. The problem is this is just inkjet ink. And the moment any water-based product gets on it, it'll run. So I love it too. Isn't that the cutest? So what I'm going to do is and I read up on it. Thank goodness for the internet. You can find out everything. I'm going to use an acrylic-based spray and lightly spray these. Do them in very light coats until I feel like I've sealed it, and then I can use the Mod Podge. So I love these. So I've got four of them that I need to do the acrylic spray, and I'm not going to do that with y'all in here tonight because you have to do it outside. That acrylic spray is right toxic, so I will do that outside. So now I have been so busy. Do you see all of this? I've got all this to show you and tell you how I did it. So first, I'm going to show you, and you know what? I bet you some of you have made this. But I've got my glue gun heated up, and what I'm going to show you is how to make one of these. My friend Ann made this and gave it to me years ago. Is this the cutest little thing? I have a few little loose threads. I need to trim it. I've had this thing for probably 8 years. So I love it. But I will need to trim some threads. Okay. Let me show you real quickly. So years ago, I went to a craft store and bought the little spools. And you can get them in various sizes. And, in fact, I have these others that are already ready. They just need to be glued together. And this is the fabric I used last time. This time I'm using this. And so all you have to do is I like using a tacky glue because it holds better right away than a school glue. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that. And then I cut this little strip. I hope I got it the right width. It may be a little bit too wide, but I can trim that. Whoops, I have to start it on the edge over here, leaving some glue there so when I bring it around. So you pick out whatever color fabric you want. Now, if you want it to look more like real thread, then you should use a solid or a blender. But you know, I thought this fabric was so cute. Here it is. And it's just precious. And so that's what I wanted to use. That looks pretty good. Okay? All right. Now, I've already started with this one, and I'll show you. We'll do both at the same time. Now, my friend Ann, she's so talented. She made the bottom one brown, like it's the stump of the tree. Well, I'm not that talented and patient. So what I'm going to do is put glue on this bottom one. This will be my bottom one. Come on, don't glue my fingers. Then I'm going to take these two and stick them here. And whoops, the string on the glue stuck to me. All right, now when you glue these two together, decide what your back is going to be and put a strip of hot glue there, just to make sure you hold these together. Now, if you want to talk about an easy craft, this is it. All right. And then I'll put glue on the side here and stick this to this one because the bottom of the tree is the widest. Oops, ouch. I'll just lay it down. All right. Get another one. And put the glue on the inside again and put it up against this one. So now I've got the stump and the bottom. Now, how did she get that? She glued the ribbon on. Okay. All right. So now the next row would be, I just need 3. In fact, you know what would help is to lay this beautiful one Ann made right here, and then that way I don't have to guess. Sometimes I can get a little smarter. I'm going to go ahead and put the glue across here so that these are ready to go. Oops, I might not have enough to finish this one. Let me see. No, I think I do. Okay, I like to put the green facing forward because I like a nice green Christmas tree. All right, now I'm going to come behind like I did before and put hot glue in the seam. Don't let it run through on your fingers, ladies. That would not feel good. Okay. So now I've got that. And then, yeah, I am missing one little spool, but I'll match the fabric and finish that. Okay. Because it needs 2 and then 1. All right, let me put some glue on the side of this one. And then, whoops, let me put glue on the bottom. Okay. All right, so I've got most of it, but I'm getting there. And then when I've put the last one, I can put the ribbon on and put a little ribbon to tie it with. These glue strings are driving me nuts. All right, so here I've got this one. Now, let's go ahead and finish this one up. This is the front. Or maybe this is the front. Okay. So now what I need to do is put glue on this one and put this one here. Okay. Then I need glue on this one and put this here. Okay. Because this one I can fully finish. Then I'll put glue here and a little touch right there and put this one on. And then put glue here and here and put the next one on. Okay, so you see how, and hold it firmly until it cools so you can get it nice and firm. You don't want it falling apart. And I have more of those. I have more of these little spools, but I have to find that fabric to make it match. Or maybe, oh, I might put a gold fabric on this to make it like the star. I think I will. So, see, sometimes when things happen, it's a good opportunity. So I'm going to put glue along these, then put 2 on, then put a little glue in the middle, like that, and put this on. And then the one last one, oops, let me get glue behind it, I forgot. Okay. It's really important. You know what I don't like is when you have Christmas decorations, you pull out, you want to decorate the tree and they need repairs. So it's important to make it as sturdy as you can when you make it so that you don't have to worry, because I know this is going to be very special to me. All right, so now what I need to do is get this little ribbon right here. I'm going to go ahead and tie it in a knot in the middle because the knot will help me have something to glue in place. It'll really hold in place. So here's some glue. Put the knot carefully. Okay. Now I'm going to, on this front, put some glue and a cute little bow that I made. Now I have enough ribbon there to kind of push. I don't want to burn my hands. And then all I have to do is bring this up, tie it into a little knot. Whoops, it fell off. I'll try that again. I should have waited until it cooled, but you know how impatient I am. All right, here we go. All right, let me get this little bits of glue up. Don't like that in my way. All right, here we go. Now put another dollop of glue and put this on and push it down and leave it until it fully cools. But then, there we go. So isn't that cute? And you can use if you only have the new white plastic ones, they'll work. If you have bigger ones, that'll work too. It'll just be a bigger ornament. And you use the fabric that you glue on as to make it look like the thread. But anyway, so I have these two and then this one whenever I finish. So there we go. That's 2 crafts that I showed you. So I wanted to tell you too, I try to do this on a budget. For one thing, how do I say this? Christmas can be expensive, and you never know if someone's going to love something as much as you do. You know what I mean? And you don't want to invest a lot unless you know it's going to be treasured by the recipient. Otherwise, maybe it'll be enjoyed for one season and their colors will change next year. Who knows? All right. So now I'm going to bring over, hi, Miss Polly. Miss Polly, we just got through making an ornament like this with the little miniature thread, wooden spools. And I thought that was cute. And one of my friends even took, in fact, it was the same woman, Anne, took a little bit bigger wooden spool and glued 3 together like a snowman and painted them and put like a glitter on it to make it look lumpy like snow. So cute. All right. I got so much to show you. I'm just a little excited. Christmas makes me feel like a child again. All right. So here is one of my ornaments. Here it is. Let me tell, pardon me, I've got the hiccups. Let me tell you how I made it. I bought a container. Hold on, right? Michael's had a container of 25 3-inch, 2 7/8" balls. Yeah, I think these were 2 7/8. And 25 were in here, and the sale price was $9.99. I can have a lot of fun for $10, let me tell you. And I've used most of them. So what I did first is I took, I must have left my white paint upstairs, but I just took the white acrylic craft paint, whatever kind you have, and I poured it in the ball, and I slowly rotated it all around so that it took what was a clear ornament and turned it into a white ornament. Now, I'm going to tell you this. It's hard for Deb because you have to be patient. It takes a long time to rotate the ball and to get the paint to go all the way around. Now, with these being fully white, what you can do, yes, you can use any color paints you want. But with these, you can roll the paint around, then balance it on the top of the white paint bottle and let it drip the excess, let it drip back into the bottle. The other thing I did was to take a piece of styrofoam and put paper towels and skewers and then set the balls to dry. See how I did that? And you can see sometimes a good amount of paint fell out of them. Now, if I was near them where they were drying, I could take and pick the paint up with a brush or my finger and scrape it back into the bottle because I'm so cheap. But anyway, let me finish telling you about my cute little snowman. All right. Do you see his scarf? That's just a piece of fabric that I glued in half, and the glue helps give it some stiffness. Then these are pom-poms. I've had pom-poms. I don't know about y'all, but I've got all this craft stuff in drawers. I just went looking, searching. Then this is just a braided ribbon that I put for the top of the earmuffs. My earmuffs aren't quite even. I might have to, hold on a second. The good thing is it's easy to peel off this plastic because the balls are plastic. But that brings me to another point. There's an ornament I'm going to show you later that I put so much hot glue that it ended up melting the ornament. So be careful how much glue you use. You might want to use a low temp. Okay, this is a braided ribbon. I put 2 pieces across so it shows enough. Then these are just puff balls. The eyes and the nose are out of scraps of polymer clay. So they're scraps of polymer clay, and I hot glued them on the ornament. So, and these, I just made the shape I wanted, used my fingernail to make it look like a carrot. See, it has like creases and marks on it. And then I baked them in the toaster oven, well ventilated, for 30 minutes at 275, or whatever the clay says. So there's the first one. And somewhere I have a pasta hanger, you know, the wooden thing like with branches. It'd be helpful if I had that right now. Okay. Let me take this label off. But some of these balls I've had around for a while. Now this one's not finished yet. What I did with this one is upstairs I have some air dry clay that I got last year for Christmas. So I took and put it in the bottom of the ornament, made a little, you know, uneven ground so that the caroler back there shows. But what I did is I got these, I have had these little miniatures for a while, planning to do this, but always ran out of time before Christmas. I put a couple bottle brush trees, one of the miniature Christmas trees, and the caroler. Now with this from here, I'm going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to lightly paint in a very thin acrylic. The last thing I do will be to put some glue on that clay on the bottom and then sprinkle in fake snowflakes or white glitter, whichever you want. And I've got a bag of fake snowflakes, and I also have plenty of white glitter, plenty. So that's what I'm planning to do. So I'm going to put a little blue sky kind of in the back and then put some snow and stuff. And I might, maybe I'll do a little nighttime sky and put little snowflakes or stars in it. And then I'll top it with a ribbon. And this one I get to keep for myself. Last year I made them for my kids and ran out of time to make one for me. So, all right. Then I was talking. Oh, nice seeing you, Kathleen. Thank you for joining us, you sweetheart. The next thing I did, especially since this is a quilt show, I made a button ball. Now, we all have boxes of buttons or jars of buttons. So I just sat there with the hot glue gun, and anytime I used flat buttons of different sizes to try to cover up as much as I could. If I got to an area that I didn't have enough space to cover it up, I used a shank button. And that way the shank fit right in that little space. But this simple little hot glue stick and miscellaneous buttons I've had for years. Then put a ribbon on top, and there's an ornament too. So what I'm trying to do this year is, how can I make ornaments but not spend much money? Now, I'm very excited about this one. I was wondering how I would do this one. This started out as a clear ball. Then I took some, this actually is cobalt blue. and I poured this inside the ball, rolled it all around, and I like painting the inside of the ball because then it doesn't scratch off. Rolled it all around, set it upside down on that skewer, let it drain, let it dry, and it had to dry several days. Then last night, this was so much fun. You see this little bottle? I got these, I don't know when. And I took this, put white acrylic paint in it, and it makes wonderful dots and shapes. And what I found, I went online and looked at patterns I saw that I liked, and I kind of duplicated them. And what I found is when you start your first, if you want the little ball look on the end, that's where you first place the tip. You give it a slight squeeze and then you draw up. And is that sweet? Cheap acrylic paint, a little bottle with a fine tip. You know, it's got a small tip on it. Oh, got glue on my fingernail. And got a fine tip on it. And I don't remember when I bought it, but I found it and it was like, yay. And there you go. Now, if you didn't have one of those, maybe you could use one of these paint pens, because I've got some of those. I haven't tried them yet, but I was very pleased. So this to me is a little fancy. And I tell you what, if I had some little tiny rhinestones, it'd be so pretty to glue those on too. Okay. Then, while we're still talking about these, I did this one this afternoon. And I'm not done with it yet. I've only done half of it. And it's so easy. I was thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to have to? Because, you know, somebody made a paper soft ruler and kind of made marks and all that. Well, you know, that just takes too long for a Deb. So I just sat down and just by eye did it. And you know what? With that little bottle, it was easy. You have to make sure, be careful. I didn't have this on top, so I could stick my finger in the hole and kind of hold it. And I just did the half of it. It was dry like in a half an hour. So I'm thrilled. I'll be able to go up and do the other side. Now you might wonder, where did I get that interesting color? I can tell you. Remember the metallic paint dyes? Oh, here's another one of those bottles. Good, I get to fill this up with an exciting different color and do some more painting on them. But anyway, remember when I got these Lumiere? They were the metallic. They're made by Jacquard. And I was using those dyes, and I said, well, these are like more like a paint, or you can thin them to be more like a dye. Well, that's how I got these colors. So I first thought I was going to try to make stripes in them. Well, to make stripes on the inside, you've got to carefully do one stripe at a time. Let it dry for a couple of days. Come in, do another stripe. Let it dry for a couple of days, and so on. Because the moment you try to turn it to do the next stripe, the line will kind of, you know, gravity will kind of move the line over. So I had all of these that I tried making stripes on them. Let me grab them for you. I had all of these. I had all of these that I tried making stripes. See how this started out like a stripe? But then the stripe got so wide that it was like, and then I couldn't, sometimes I have a hard time knowing what color to put where that would make a pretty stripe. But see, this started out as a stripe. But anyway, what I ended up doing is kind of just letting them all run and just rotating them and letting them go and be who they wanted to go and be. So this one had a lot of this gold in it. And then it also had some of the metallic turquoise. And this one had the pink in it and gold. See how it started to have some stripes? And then I did a green And I think I'm trying to, oh, I did a green and then what was called magenta. And it's not fully a red, it's kind of like a russet color. But I actually kind of like how they turned out. And what I'd like to do now is to take these paint pens. Let me show you the colors I have. From Michael's, I had the gold one already. I don't know how much is in it, but I bought a new white one and I got a pack of these. And I'm going to try and see if I can use some of those on it. But it may end up that I use the bottle and then put out whatever kind of paint I want in that. So I do have some acrylic metallics that I might try because I'm worried that these will make too fine of a line. And I kind of like the thick and the ball look type of design. I kind of like that. I don't know. What do y'all think? Yeah, and these can't crack. They're plastic. Yay! That is Deb's speed. So anyway, but I'm having such fun. I can't tell you. Mark was like, it doesn't take much to make Deb happy. So I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm thinking, I've got this metallic pewter. It might be really pretty on here. Or maybe a black. Who knows? I'm just going to play. I've got 25 of these little balls. I'm going to play. So then I told you I had a bunch of stuff to show you. I took a styrofoam ball. I had some of these that I used for the pumpkins that I made pumpkins out of. Thin would be too fiddly. I like good terminology, Miss Mary. Isn't that fiddly is a great word. So I took a styrofoam ball. In the past, I've taken and made little melon shapes and carved into. That's a lot of work. You know what I did? I was wondering if I had the fabric. Okay. Here's the fabric. I saw this fabric and I thought, ooh, that's pretty. So I just cut shapes, mostly like angled rhombuses, I guess you call it, like a square, but with a funny, wonky angle. I just took and cut shapes. They were all about this big. And then I took white glue and a paintbrush, and I put white glue on the styrofoam, laid the fabric on it, and then took the glue on the brush and flattened the fabric out. Now, a couple little places the fabric didn't want to stay. So then what I did is today, after it had dried, I used some of this and glued down any little bits that didn't want to fully adhere. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Like I told Mark, like parallelograms, yes. Anything that was just a little different, okay? But it's neat. Once in a while, you can see a seam. But when you just look at it, you might see a fold, but you don't really see seams. What I love about this is it conforms without having too many folds and too many tricky areas. Now, I may take my gold pen and outline the gold lines or the little things. I might write Merry Christmas on it. I don't know. I told Mark I was thinking about Mod Podging the outside with a fabric Mod Podge that I have. But he said, I think I like it duller. I'm afraid if you put a gloss on it, then you really will see the seams too much. So, but I also have some fabric like this that I think would be really pretty on one. So, and then I took and just used this ribbon that made a bow and hot glued it down so it'll stay in place. And it actually came with the gold hanger. So I think that's pretty. And it's fabric I had in my stash. It was given to me. Somebody had it and said, anybody want this? Because it came from a friend of mine and she's no longer quilting. So it's the fun thing about getting older. You collect good stuff. So I like it. So I hope y'all do too. And I had the ball, I had the fabric, a little bit of white glue, and a little bit of ribbon that I don't know where I got. I'm happy. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you another one. We are quilters. So, cotton is very near and dear to our hearts. And don't worry, I've got so much to show you that we're not going to get it all done today. So next Sunday, we'll do some more. And we'll keep doing stuff until we run out of ideas or we get tired of it. So, all right. What I've got in this bag, let's see who can figure out what I have in this bag. Does anyone know? I'm hoping a lot of you know what this is. Anybody know what this is? Yes, cotton balls. Yay! Good job, guys. Okay, what I'm going to do is, oh, let me tell you first where I got it. I sometimes go to South Carolina. On the way there, I pass cotton fields. Now, this is the cotton that was still out in the field when they had totally farmed the cotton. And you drive past, and how you know it's a cotton field after they've harvested is because it looks like there's some snow on the ground. And I'll show you, here is the cotton seed. And you know, they use a cotton seed for, there's a little hard cotton seed in there. They use that for oil and animal feed. And then here's the cotton and here's the bolls. And I have seen them feed cows whole bales of cotton that wasn't good enough to go to market. So, oh, good job. They got a bumper crop. But if you see where a farmer has already harvested his cotton, I'm sure he would not mind if you wanted to grab a little bit, because this is the stuff that's on the ground. As you can see, it's not good for him because it's too full of all kinds of little junk. So, because they have to try to get it before it hits the ground. All right, so this is what I'm going to show you. Let me trim this. I'm going to take, and you can use either hot glue or this tacky glue. But what I'm going to do is put a bunch of glue here. And, you know, I wonder, I might use some hot glue for this. Because this, it's going to be tricky to get this bowl to set on and to keep it there. So, yeah, I'll use hot glue for that. And then what I'm going to do is come in here and fill it. So if any of you are lucky enough to have cotton fields near you, I'm going to make a cotton ball ornament. So, if I were going to South Carolina, I would try to find you some and mail it to you, but I am not going to be traveling that far for at least a good while. So, just take turns with hot gluing on the balls, and then gluing the cotton with glue. Because, you know, I didn't know. I got this just because it was so cool and I wanted to show y'all. But I didn't know what I was really going to do with it. And if I had a garden, I would try to plant it just to see if it would grow. But I don't have garden space. But anyway, so you can just kind of go around and do this. And then, if you wanted to, you could come in with glitter paint and you could highlight the bowls with glitter paint, whatever you'd want to do. So, but anyway, I just think this is a nice gift for a quilter, because we all know, where would we be without our cotton? A big Q-tip for you. Oh, you're so funny. So, yep, this is real cotton, and it's how it grows in the field. And I'll tell you what, this was a tough, tough crop. Do you see on the end of these bowls, when they open up, they have these stickers right there. And cotton used to be picked by hand, and you would get cut to pieces. So it's I don't know what we would do without our cotton, but it's a lot of work. But anyway, so you can glue all this on. Now let's say you can't get to a cotton field. Maybe in your craft store they've got some of the cotton bowls or you can make some. But some people take and just use the polyester cotton puff balls and glue it on. But I love that I've got the actual bowls on here because then you know what you've got. So I just thought I would show you that is a project I want to do. And it's a great thing. It's a great thing to make for a quilter or a seamstress, anyone who loves working with cotton. Or if you just love living in t-shirts most of your life. Yay! I live in t-shirts and t-shorts all the time. I love it. In fact, I came downstairs tonight and said, oops, I had just a t-shirt on. It's like, Mark, can you throw me? So anyway, I'm going to show you a couple things. I took some white school glue, ran it in the ball, and then put glitter, just glitter. And let me see. I had my glitter here somewhere. I had little, oh, here it is. Just to show you, I have lots of glitter. Okay, so I took and ran the school glue through, then tried putting some of the glitter in and shaking it all around. Well, it did what it's done to me years past, and why I've always had a hard time with this project. It took forever to dry, and all of the glue, it didn't want to dry, and it all wanted to keep running out of the ball. I got some of it. Yeah, you knew I did. And, but I knew I left the glitter in here for days to try to dry. I don't think it's still fully dried. I have since now, today, went online and it says the best thing to get glitter inside one of these balls is to use Future Floor Wax. I said it works beautifully. It's made to dry quickly, nice, thin, clear. Well, I finally got this glue to dry, but there was a problem. And the problem was that then I said, well, so much of it ran out. It was real thin and kind of nasty looking. So I got some pretty colors of acrylic paint and decided that I would put paint on the inside to enhance the glitter. So I ran the paint all around, put it upside down, and look what happened. All of it. There was some reaction between the glue and the paint. I guess the water in the water-based paint softened the glue up and it all just ran out. That's ugly. So I'm going to take some warm soapy water and I'm going to try to wash these puppies because I don't want to waste them. And I'm going to try to see if upstairs, I'm hoping somewhere I've got some floor wax. I don't know. But, so this was a fail. An epic fail that I spent a lot of time on. All right. And I had 3 of them, a blue one, a green one, and that turquoise one, and they all no good. All right. I'm trying to figure out how I can glue these. I don't have enough to fill a ball full, but I saw the cutest thing. They took a ball and made it to like a little gumball machine, put a little thing on the bottom and painted it. It was so cute. But that's not enough to fully fill it up. And I thought, well, maybe I could put some kind of glue on the inside of it. But then I thought, they'll melt. Haven't figured that one out yet. But I'll still keep thinking about it. Okay. Put my glitters aside. Now, let me show you the next project. All right. The next thing I did was took some of these balls and put some first. I put some blue paint in the bottom. Then I put some white paint. And this has still got some wet areas. So I kind of wanted to show you how I painted the blue on first. Then poured the white. Then took a skewer and kind of mixed it up. And this I left this way. These are going to be melted snowman ornaments. So I went outside and tried to look for little sticks. And before I do this, I need to find my, here it is. I got my long arm tweezers, and I'm going to try to put things in this with the tweezers. See how they'll fit through the top? Because that's the thing. You've got to make it, you've got to make it go in where you want it. So I'll first try this little stick. And I'm going to sit, and I thought, well, if some of the paint is wet, that might be fine, because maybe when it finishes drying, it'll help it stick. Maybe that'll trap the item there. If not, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But here I have the noses, the hats, and the eyes. And so what I'd like to do is to see if I can create. I want it to be slightly recognizable as a snowman. Okay, so like there's a nose right there. Now I ended up getting a little bit of paint up here, and I tried to swirl it around. But let me see. The one thing I just realized, I'm not going to be able to fit his hat down in the bottle or in the thing. Pooh. I made them too big to fit down in. They were supposed to fit down in there, but uh-oh. This one, oh no, it baked one inside the other. Oh, came loose. Boy, I wish I could fit that, but I'm not going to be able to. I'll have to figure that one out. But then I want to drop some eyeballs. Oh, there we go. See how it see that? And then, okay, so then if I want to put the rest of the buttons in, I want him to look like he just slumped and melted right in place. And the reason I'm trying to use the tweezers for this, okay, let me put it back in this pan so it'll stay in the right position. But I thought about this for my little grandsons. Okay, so I'll put this in here, put that button there. But darn it, I might have to make a little fabric hat for him. But anyway, so this is going to be a little melted snowman. Whoops, I didn't want that to go there. Let me move it. Aha, see, this is nice. With using those tweezers, I can kind of put it in place. So, let me drop another one over here. All right. And then I'm going to want to somehow get a scarf in there too. So, here's a good arm. Let me see if I can. Whoops. That's going to be too long. That's another problem. I've got to shorten these sticks. And I've got to be careful not to get the paint on the buttons too much and not to let this swirl around too much, because see how the paint is still a little liquid in there. This paint has been in here, I think, 2 days. You see, it takes a lot of time to dry. So when you're working on, if you decide to make these, give it plenty of time. So here is a melted snowman ornament. And I think what I'm going to do is put my grandchild's name on the outside. So this is this one. And it's hard to find little tiny sticks too. But, okay. So I might do, maybe I'll put this on the outside. I don't know. Because I like these cute little hats I made out of polymer clay. And I like them and I wanted to use them. So anyway, I'll figure it out. All right. So I think, let me see. I showed you the scenery, the button one, the painted one, the fabric one, the Christmas tree spool, snowman, cotton bowl. Okay, we did pretty good. So now this, I'm going to make sure I don't touch this one until it dries, because otherwise that paint will just end up covering up everything. All right, let me move. I'm running out of room here. Another thing I wanted to show you really quickly, I hope this works, would be to take a pipe cleaner. This is not for you as much as I'm going to send a kit to my little grandsons. And I'm hoping that my little grandson, who is 19, 20 months old, with his parents' help, could make this. So I'm going to send them one already made first. And then, so I'm just getting these pony beads. I want a blue one. I'm getting these pony beads and pushing them onto a pipe cleaner. See how easy that makes it for little hands? And all right, let me put a gold one. But what I'm going to do, the whole purpose of this is then I'm going to bend it into a star shape. I could bend it into a wreath shape. And so I'm going to when I send them their advent calendars, I'm going to send them some beads and a pipe cleaner and the instructions on how to make an ornament. So I just thought I would show you this. And then I would have to figure, okay, how do I fold a star? You know, I got to figure all that out. But I just thought I would show you this is a very easy way to help a young person make an ornament. And you can get the clear beads and put them on a pipe cleaner, and then they look like snowflakes. But pipe cleaners are very good for little hands to work with. All right, so let me get that out of the way. But don't forget about pipe cleaners and beads. And, you know, you can always use pipe cleaners and pasta that they color. But I'm hoping that my grandson will be able to handle this at just under 2. All right, I want to show you how to do this. And then I thought I can show you how to do this and we can kind of just sit and chat too. And then I have bunches of more things to show you another day. And I even have more grandchildren things to show you. All right, so this is what I did. This is going to be the snowflake. Okay, and if you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to ask at any point. All right, so what I'm going to do is find the middle. Now you can mark it off. You can use a soft, I wish I had a grease pen. I used to love those, and that would be perfect for here. But let me see. I wonder if my tailor's chalk would work. Let me see. Hold on. Because I tried to use a different marking pen and it didn't have any real effect. But a grease pen, remember when we used to use those? And you could mark something so good with it. But no, it's not sticking. That's what I worried about. Okay. All right. So what I did is I started here, and you hold the ball so that your fingers will not be in the way. Okay? All right. And this little, these didn't cost much at all. I'm sure that you could find them like at a Michael's. But you just take, and what I do is I don't move my hand so much. I move the ball. I keep my hand still and see how my little finger's kind of touching, and I roll the ball. And that's how you get a straight line freehand. Okay? And these are my main north, east, southwest, whatever. So it's okay if these are a little thicker. Then, and I want to go almost all the way to the bottom. This is going to be one of those snowflakes. Then I'm going to come over here, try to eyeball it right in the middle. Do the same thing here, but watch my little fingers. I don't want to run my fingers in what I've already drawn. And if you get a little touch wobbly, don't worry. You're mainly trying to stay very even. Whoops, I got very wobbly. Okay, and that's why you put it on real thin at first, because then you can come back and thicken it. Then, whoops, my finger did touch it. The good thing is this is just plastic, so it's real easy to scrape it off. So then you come and you're going to divide these quadrants right in the diagonal. So you and you're not looking as much where you're drawing, but where you're going, okay? You carefully turn this around, keeping your fingers down. And this is so easy to do while we're watching television. See that? So first you have to go and do a diagonal in each of these quadrants, each of these segments. Okay? And remember, this might look like glue, but it's just white acrylic paint. I bought an 8-ounce bottle for $2 and something with my order. And let me tell you, white paint's hard to find right now. So good luck. Everybody, I guess, is working on crafts since they're stuck in. Okay, so now I have 8 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, what I'm going to do is go in here in the middle of these and start in the middle first. And you see how I made the little ball, and then as I pulled away, it got thinner? Like that, and then pull it away. And then like this, and then pull it away. Now, I'm going to be a little shakier because I'm trying to do this under the camera instead of holding it in a good place for me. Let me see. Maybe I can move the camera a little closer to me. All right. Being careful not to keep that hand down away from what you're doing. Always start in the middle, because when you start in the middle, it'll help you get your sections easier. Whoops. And if you go, see how I just did it over it? Because I got it a little too squiggly. But see how you start? You give it a little push, then you pull down. And see how you get those little balls? I love that. And don't worry about these big ones. I'll come back and do them thicker and have them prettier. But always start in this little section with the middle one. Do a little ball, then whoops, pull. Do a ball, then pull. Whoops. Do a ball, then pull. And I'm also doing this upside down. Normally, I'm left-handed, so I would do a ball here and pull to Well, that didn't help at all. Pull it towards me. And also do it a little faster. That might help. Yeah, there you go. Try to do it in one swoop because, whoops, if you don't get it to go to the right place in that swoop, you come back, you'll never get a smooth line. So make a ball, pull, a shorter ball, pull, shorter ball, pull. And these aren't perfect lines. You know, I'm doing it squiggly and everything by accident. But you know what? When you get all of it done, it won't matter. So this is supposed to look like a snowflake. Then you come out here and you, whoops, you always start at the end. Do a ball, pull, a ball, pull, a ball, pull. You can always try to fill it in very carefully. A ball, pull, ball, pull, a ball, pull. And then I came back in where there would be like empty space and just did the little balls. And it just kind of fills it in pretty nicely. Now this is a little thick. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up a little bit so I don't want to put it on so thick that it runs. And sometimes you have to go back and make your line better. And here I'll take and put a ball on the end and pull. Okay. Oops. Now, I messed up on that and I don't like that. I'm going to wait till it's dry and see if maybe I can take something and just scrape it off a little bit. Okay, here I want to make the end of this line bulbous and then pull. And I'll come up here, make a ball, pull, ball, pull, ball, pull, ball, pull. So, you see, it's easier than you would think. That surprises me. So now, that's that one. Now, with this one, I'm going to just sit it here where it won't get messed up. Let it dry. With this one, I did dots and made some bigger dots, some smaller dots. But let me see if I can do a little bit down here to kind of show you. But I kind of came out with dots and then some smaller ones. And I turned the ball and do some smaller ones. But you just kind of try to space it with your eye. Okay. But just kind of have an idea of what kind of design that you are going to want. And it's very easy. And then let's say you want to make a little design. Now, I'm kind of making this up as I go, but I don't mind because it's on the bottom of the ball, so I can even wipe it off when we're done here. Whoops, I'm not doing a very good job to show you. But then you can connect some. Well, this is terrible. I better plan this out better. Okay, so you do that and you don't like the way it comes out, then you just take and you wipe it off and you go again. But I just I looked at a picture of one of how I liked it and I just copied what they did. And right now trying to do it on in my own brain didn't work so good. But as you can see, it is so easy to make these, and I love the fact that it stays puffed up. So, I mean, you know, it's got a thickness to it. It looks really pretty. And I think people will be surprised that you made it yourself. Whoops. I must be getting tired. But I'm thinking of putting a different kind of paint. Like I have some acrylic. I have acrylic gold paint. So I'm thinking of putting some in that other little bottle and then trying that on the outside. Let me see. And then don't forget to go in and like do 3 dots right there. Just kind of make that geometric. And I might want to come in here and put dots too. Because the dots really make it look fancy. Hi, Vicky! So good seeing you. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just going to kind of play around with this a little bit more, and then I'll get ready and go. Mark is making a dinner for me upstairs, so I'm looking forward to that. And a dot here, here, here. But this little bottle is what makes all of this work so good. It's amazing. Amazing. I must have accidentally touched this a little, so I'm just touching it back up a little. Anyway, all right. See how I even took my fingernail and scratched that and now got it smoother, which is what looks a lot better. Also, go to the bottom and sign your initials and the year. Always sign your work because you want somebody to wonder, who is that person one day? And to know that this was handmade. You could have bought it, but it's awfully nice that you made it. All right. Whoops. Yeah, I got it. But see how it scratches off. Now that's another thing too. You may wish to coat this. Spray it with an acrylic sealer just to make sure it won't. Oh, hi. There are people here. I don't think they're talking a whole lot. But, okay, so. All right. But you can correct this if you don't. If you get to the end and you're not happy with it, see how you can kind of scratch it off. So I think what I'm going to try to do is to use some kind of sealer to get it right. But this reminds me of how the ornaments used to be made. You can't find them like that much anymore. But this is not expensive. Like I told you, you can get a box of all of these balls for Hopefully they're still on sale. They were $9.99 for 25 of these balls. And then just use what you have on hand. Now, if you don't have any paints on hand, you know you can buy bottles of acrylic paint pretty cheap. So, all right. So I'm just about done with this one. Yep. So that's that side. And here's the other side I did earlier. And here is the other one I did. And if you look online, you just Google hand-painted ornaments. Whoops, I accidentally touched that on this. So let me get my, I keep paper towels around, let me tell you. All right. But if you just look up on Google, hand-painted ornaments, and they have some gorgeous ones. I want to do some more white where they're all white, because then you can paint like poinsettias and berries and holly. Oh, man, it's something else. So, but I think I'm going to fill up the other bottle with some gold paint and see, like on this one, it might be beautiful to have that, all that painting done in gold. So that's what I'm going to, whoops, I don't want this to, luckily that paint will dry in about a half an hour. So, okay. Well, I hope I've shown you a few things that you might want to do, and do really just, you know, if you have some of this stuff laying around the house or in your stash, it won't cost you anything but some time. And it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to get you in that holiday spirit. So, and don't forget, you can just take a piece of styrofoam, stick some wooden skewers or metal skewers in it, and that way you can put the ball on it to dry and keep it nice and safe. On top of the styrofoam, do put something absorbent. So if any, like especially if you're letting the excess paint drain out of the balls. And the hardest thing is when you do these, it's just part way, because you can't pour the excess paint back out or it'll mess up. See how this one has little stripes? I'm going to try to go in there with a wooden, a little wooden popsicle stick and see if I can rub that off. I don't know how lucky I will be. But, and I've got to say, these Lumiere paints done a fabulous job. So if I don't have any floor polish, I might just use those on the rest of the balls. So it was so good to see you. And don't forget, Sunday I'll be back and have a bunch of more things to show you. So I don't think, sorry about the phone call. But anyway, this was fun. I become a little child again with this kind of stuff. It is so much fun for me to make these little things and to have gifts to give to all of my children. So, and I will keep you posted at how these are going to do. And once I get the sealer on them, and then I can put some gloss, decoupage, and they should have something they can really enjoy. So anyway, well, I think that's all for tonight. Oh, I didn't show the photos. Do y'all mind very much if I show the photos Sunday? Because we have more people on Sunday, and oh my gosh, some of the photos are amazing. So if we can show them on Sunday at our normal live stream, then I want to show you all of them. And I kind of ran out of time. But anyway, come on back Sunday. I'll show you some more stuff. And if any of you know of any good Christmas quilt patterns, let me know. I found some fabric that I had stashed away for a special project, and I thought, oh, I need to find a special project for that. So let us know. Write it on our Time to Quilt, our Groups IO site. And it was great spending time with you. So take good care. Now I know how I made the mistake Sunday. I won't make that mistake again. I'm not saying I won't make another one, but I'll try very hard not to. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm like a little kid wanting to show you these pretty things. And you know how I am. I love anything glitzy, shiny objects. Just do it for Deb. So take good care of yourself, and I will see you Sunday. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for spending this time with me. We'll play some more on Sunday and show you all your wonderful pictures. So take good care. Bye-bye, guys. And happy almost holidays. We might not be able to get together for them, but we'll be here. We'll be with each other for the holidays, okay? Bye-bye. Mary, it was so great seeing you again. Thank you for everyone that spent time with me tonight. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys. Y'all are the best, the very best. Take care.